Cloud Code is going to become the tool we use to run entire businesses. Right now, most people are just using that for coding, which makes sense, is a coding agent at the end of the day. But there are people building one person empires because they understood it's way more than that. So to take advantage of that, what you need to do is you need to set up Cloud Code as a business OS. And in this video, I will explain you how you can do that. So in order to set everything up, we need to understand how we are currently hiring and training employees. At day one or at day zero, an employee doesn't know anything about the business. It doesn't have context on what are the specific offers that we have. It doesn't have context on the type of clients that we have. And it doesn't have ability to perform specific tasks in the way we want to. So it doesn't know how to schedule appointments the way we want to. It doesn't know how to send emails, how to do cold calling, how to do cold emails, all activities like that. Then through training, after 30 days, 15 days, 60 days, the employee gathers this kind of knowledge. It gathers the context on the business, and then it gathers the ability to perform tasks. Now, the same thing right now is possible with AI employees and with coding agents such as Claude Code. Because if you think about the kind of pieces of information that we need to give to an employee, which are the skills and the context, these things can be now given to an AI agent such as Claude Code in a form of text files and coding files to execute different tasks. So for the first time right now, what we can do is we can engineer employees. So you will act as the manager, coordinating different stuff, and then you will have an AI employee such as Claude Code, and you will ask Claude Code to do some specific tasks such as, hey, please create a transcript for a video. Hey, please create a concept. Hey, please create some graphics for the video, and all things of that nature. In order to do that, what we need to do is we need to mimic the folder structure that we have within our computer, the folder structure that an AI agent would use to a company structure. So if we think about a business structure, we have company knowledge, that would be context that Claude Code uses, employee capabilities and SOPs, which would be skills, daily rituals and stand-ups, that could be commands that could be easily executed, specialist departments that could be specialized AI agents that we want to add, and then where the work happens, it's a workspace where all the files that are generated by AI actually live. So let me show you how it works within Cloud Code and how it works within a platform such as Visual Studio Code. By the way, the full business OS structure that I have created is present in the first link in the comments. Right now, I'm within Visual Studio Code, and what I can do is I can clone the specific repository. So right now, I cloned everything, and here we have the business OS structure. Now, there are a couple of different components to this. The first one is the Claude.md, which is the system file. Claude.md in this specific case acts as the operating system, and we want to make sure that Claude actually knows that. The things we do with this kind of operating system are essentially two. First off, every time we execute a specific action, what we do is we check for the skills first, because the skills are different ways where an action is executed within our business, and we can create more and more skills as time goes on. So as you can see over here, before starting any task, check the skills and see if there are any relevant skills. If found, follow the skill instructions. If not found, complete the task and then ask, should we create a skill for this? So in this way, what happens is every time we have to do a new task, what we can do is we can create a specific skill that would go to the process. The second area is quick commands. You can think of quick commands as actions that we want to perform every single time in a specific way. In this case, those could be things such as understanding what are the tasks that needs to be done today, planning the day before with an end of day, creating checkpoints for when Cloud Code runs out of context. All those things could be added within the commands. The difference between skills and commands is a little bit subtle. So you can think of commands as things that could be executed quickly and things that don't need to be executed every single day for you or don't need to be automated. So for me, for example, if I want to execute a end of day command, I decide when to execute that. I don't want the AI agent to do that thing for me. So just by invoking the command, it's more useful and more helpful for me. Meanwhile, for skills such as, for example, I want to process a YouTube video, that the thing would need to happen every single time. I don't want to type a command and add that. The other important things to know here is folder structure. So generally we have context. Within context, we can have all sort of information about our business, about content that we are creating, about learning that we are currently doing. So over time we can grow this information bank over and over, and then we can reference this back. The .code folder is where the capabilities are actually present. So we could have skills, which are repeatable operations, we could have commands, daily triggers, and then we could have agents, which could be specific specialists. And then finally the workspace. So generally when you are working with this kind of tool, you will need to have some sort of interface where your work lives. So if you need to create a file, that file needs to be created in a specific way. So for me, that is the structure. We have foundation, we have content, we have docs and journal, and then it really changes based on what is the project. Generally, the docs folder is the most important one because every time we have a new project, everything is added within that docs folder. Now that you had an understanding of the structure, let me show you what an actual business OS could look like over time as you add more skills and as you add different things. So this is my environment, my business OS. Within the skills, I have different things that are relevant for me depending on what I need to do. So an example could be content creation. Within content creation, we have a skill. So the skill of content creation. And within the skill of content creation, we have a YouTube script, for example, which is a skill related to creating YouTube scripts for me. This is just an example, but a more advanced one could be a list building, for example, where we have different modules to do all sort of different things, to gather leads, to qualify leads, to enrich leads, to verify leads, and then with them we also have different scripts to perform those specific actions. So and by the way, all of these are actually created by the AI. What I did on my side is I want to make sure to map out the process and give the AI an understanding of what the process would look like for me. And then I let the AI do the heavy lifting and creating different scripts. Then what you do is you do the testing, make sure that that works for you. And then over time, you can modify, you can add more things, you can remove more things, and everything changes based on the way that you're working. In this way, what you can do is you can create something that is unique for you and that is very, very powerful depending on the type of task that you need to do. So if I need to do lead generation, I can use the list building skill to do lead generation. If I want to do YouTube, I can use the content creation skills. If I want to create the diagrams like the one that you see before, I use the Excali draw skill, and those are all the skills that we have available. Then within the context, as I mentioned, grows over time depending on what you need. You could have business context, you could have calls that you previously had, you could have learning context, and yeah, that also is a component that over time grows more and more. And the last part is workspace. So within workspace, you would have client information, you would have content that you create, you would have different projects that you have, journal, foundation, outreach. Those are all the things that are present. I want to also show you a couple of examples over here because I think it could be useful. So one example could be, um, let's take a YouTube video, for example, and let's take one of my videos. Marketing. And let's process this video. So let's say something like process this video. And if I do this processing of the video, we will have a little bit of a thinking. And then after that, we will launch a specific skill that would process the video, fetch the transcript of the video, categorize the video, and extract the insights of the video. So now the video is extracted. As you can see, that is format, that is my video. And then at the end of this specific task, what we would have is a insight that is created. So here it created this specific file with a summary of all the insights about that specific video. This was just a very small example, but let me know in the future if there are any specific skills that you'd like to see, or any specific way I approach the creation of different skills of activities like that. With that said, that's all on my side. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some value out of that. Or hope I got your brain thinking about how you can use this for your business. We talk to you soon. Bye.